So anybody can, within their own organization, be interviewing their own agents, their own customers, garnering that voice and that feedback, and then making changes. Why isn't that happening naturally, just on its own organically?
It's a little bit of politics. It's wanting to look good in front of your boss, not being the person who's upsetting the apple cart, so to speak. So when a third party comes in and we call it collective wisdom, we're not going to name anybody, but we're going to look for themes and we're going to pass those themes on. Because at the end of the day, when we do focus groups with frontline agents, we do with, say, first line leaders, their own leaders, they all want the same things, they just say it differently, and it's so interesting to see. Agents will say, "I wanna be treated fairly. I want my leader to really understand my situation," and leaders will say things like, "I really want them to be engaged. I want them to come into work." Well, they're saying the same thing, but they're looking at it with 2 different outcomes, and the solution is the same.
How important is listening, collecting the voice as a part of implementing a paradigm shift, a change, any of this change management we've been talking about? If I said you can't go in and interview, you've just got to bring your wisdom and your knowledge and your playbook in, how important is it that interview, that voice of the employee and customer in implementing the change?
It's huge. At the end of the day, as I said, they're the ones who have to say and do something differently. So we need to ask them, and we listen to a lot of calls, and we want to listen to everybody because everyone has a different lens and different perspective. And we want to make sure that the solution actually satisfies all of the folks from the customer all the way up to the C suite. But if you don't employ the voice of the employee who is actually doing the job, it's a really big disservice to the organization because they're the ones who have to make the change. So you really do have to listen to them to figure out what's motivating them. What is the what's in it for me, for them? And sometimes it's not the paycheck. People will say they're just here for the money, but that's really not what it is. You have to go a little bit deeper than that. What does money do for me? Security, status. It could be I'm saving for a house. So we really need to understand individual motivations, and that's what we teach the leaders to be personalized, because once they're personalized, that's how you build trust in relationship. So I know I'm going a little bit off on a tangent here, but as I said, that's a hard job at the frontline agents level, and I have a great deal of respect for it. So their voice has to be a really strong voice in the overall solution.